The use of crystals from Lemuria to Atlantis, pre flood locations, of course, in mythology. This is probably ancient technology. The use of crystals during that era. Crystals in the mythical Lemuria was done mainly for therapeutic purposes. These are things that we still don't know of today. The Lemurians studied the nutritional needs of the body and found that in order to maintain this state of health, it's necessary to strengthen some forms of mental strength. This amplification of the psychic forces was done by the oscillation of some crystals. Now we know that the ancients even had the adage, music soothes the savage beast, so they knew something having to do with the golden frequency, having to do with healing and bringing the health back to a human body. We even know, for example, that the temples that had columns, even the Temple of Jerusalem had columns, inside and out, were used to bring up the earth energy. And when people passed through the columns or even leaned against the columns, they would have that magnetic force that was beneficial to their health. So all this, of course, seems like a fairy tale today, and a skeptical rationalist will smile ironically. However, Carl Jung, in his book Man and the Symbols, considers the crystals as collective consciousness of the planet, quote unquote. And Edgar Cayce also referred to Atlantis, talking about a huge crystal called Tuawi, or flame, located in the Great Temple. Kindly support my Patreon account since YouTube has again demonetized my YouTube channel. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below. Of course, Edgar Cayce does not, well, we don't know if that's not evidence, but that's what the sleeping prophet Edward Cayce was talking about. The flame located in the great temple of Atlantis in the center of the Atlantic capital. And according to him, this crystal was the main energy station of the country. This crystal blocked the sun's rays through its prisms and could then transmit energy anywhere with invisible rays such as radio waves. This is what he explained. Now, if the ancients had such technology, obviously it would have been much more advanced than what we have today, using the sun's energy as clean, natural energy, of course. Now, the word crystal is a compound ancient Greek word, and it comes from the words cold, crystal, and then and scent, solidify. In Homeric times, the word crystal meant ice. Later, the word mountain crystal, meaning mineral ice, was used to describe the transparent quartz crystal, silicon dioxide. All bodies, and therefore even the human body, are in a state of vibration, constantly producing frequency and harmonic oscillations. These oscillations activate various fields of electromagnetic and electric nature, the aura of the body, but above all, they activate specific fields in the ether, what we call akasa. What we call empty space is not empty, it's filled with ether. Space is watered by the ethereal fluid, otherwise the lights of the stars could not be transmitted. Each of the human organs produces its own special radiation. The harmonic forces produced by the body and its organs are not constant. This means that when a person is sick, when an organ or a system of the human body is diseased, the oscillations change. Crystals are one of the most stable elements in the mineral kingdom, so their oscillations do not change, they're constant, which is why they can affect the oscillations of parts of the human body and facilitate the healing processes. This is what the ancients believed. The high harmonic frequencies of the crystals come in contact with the frequencies of the brain cells and have a beneficial effect. The result is that the human psychic forces, in order to be properly grounded within the physical field, need some focal points. Crystals are these focal points because they are in constant state of oscillation, which is why they're used as a means of assessing higher levels of information. The crystals help the thought to be filtered, to become more specific, to be able to focus somewhere in order to gain more intensity in its field of action. The use of crystals in mythical Atlantis. The oldest legends and traditions about the magic of crystals leads us to the mythical Atlantis. Its inhabitants were said to have used crystals to concentrate, control, and direct cosmic energy. The oldest legends and traditions about the magic of crystals leads us to the mythical Atlantis. Its inhabitants said to have used crystals to concentrate, control, and direct cosmic energy. It is said that this culture used crystals to be as beacons of light through which it telepathically communicated with our universal ancestors. It's believed that one of the reasons this continent was destroyed was that this sacred knowledge was used for egocentric purposes. It's also said that in anticipation of the catastrophe, some wise Atlanteans wanted to save the knowledge of their race. They programmed, or rather charged, certain crystals by storing information inside them and then hide them in various parts of the planet. This reminds us of Superman, doesn't it, when he goes to the north and gets information concerning his past history from the crystals. Anyway, going back to this, they believed that when the right time came, these crystals would emerge from to the surface and be attracted to people who could tune into them and draw on the stored wisdom. Now, those who survived Atlantis embarked on a new beginning in Egypt, South America, Tibet, and other areas. And this is also what the Emerald Tablets written by Thoth the Atlantean tell us. They built pyramids using their knowledge of crystals to design them according to the standards of the great temples of Atlantis. The perfect geometric shape of the pyramids reproduced the laws of crystal physics, while at the same time channeling high-frequency cosmic energy to the planet. It's believed that the Great Pyramid of Egypt had at its top a giant crystal which served to ground and use this cosmic energy. Over the centuries, the accumulated knowledge about the energy and potential of crystals has been obscured. Much of the wisdom was lost, but some information survived and emerged in different cultures throughout history. Crystals have been used as amulets, spiritually and psychically, even as medical instruments since ancient times. Even in prehistoric tombs, many species of crystals have been found. This is by Paracelsus from LifeHub, and this is translated to you from a Greek article. Please leave your comments about this, and thank you for your support.